All right, all right, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Just a Fan Podcast is back.
Awesome.
All right, all right. Down below, Steve White,
That's
wide
me.
receiver, Morgan State
hmm
University. Hands better than 95% of receivers in NFL history.
No, that's not true. And I didn't play at Morgan. I played after, but yeah, that's me.
Hey, look, this is just your Sunday night intro.
But it could be
Sticking with it.
deceiving. It could be deceiving. It could be deceiving.
Whatever.
But all right.
Anyway, that way. Panel 316.
Hold that
Middle
thought. Hold on.
linebacker.
Hold on. I gotta fix
Here,
something. Wait.
here you go. Here we go. Here we go.
Boo. Do I have a boo button?
All right. I'm back. All right. Yeah. All right. Had to get the proper attire.
He playing this 100% out of
know
all the
what?
coffee mugs. But he
Look.
deserves it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Look, you know what?
No, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going, B.
You know, I should kick him out this thing.
Keep going, B.
Anyway, and y'all know who I am, the NFL Encyclopedia. I can't speak right now because he messed me up. NFL Encyclopedia, the Wildcat quarterback run this thing, quarter host, Coach Williams. What's up? All right, gentlemen, let's talk divisional round results.
Divisional round playoff results.
There was
We
some
got
things that happened that were kind of unexpected, but then there were some things that happened that were expected. It was like
I think almost everything was expected. So we have Jacksonville losing to the Kansas City Chiefs. We know that was definitely expected.
That,
Steve,
but that was a great game.
yes, but that's what I'm getting that, Steve. That's what I'm about to say.
Go ahead.
We knew that Kansas City was going to win this game, but we didn't know it was going to be that good of a game. That Jacksonville was going to put up that much of a fight. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Kansas City pulled that win out. We all expected that.
We expected that.
Yeah, but the I think the real thing is like, dang man, like Jacksonville gave him a game.
Yeah,
that was impressive,
dude. Jacksonville. I knew it would be good because Jacksonville's defense and Trevor Lawrence had a great season. And really, man, if Agnew does not fumble late in the fourth, I mean, they were in position to score. They were down by 10 when that fumble happened. If they can get at least 3 one-score games, they get 7, clearly it's a closer game. And I don't know what happens that next drive, but when he fumbled that ball down there, it said, okay, this is completely over. But that's what separates teams like the Chiefs and teams like the Jaguars.
it's that playoff experience.
Exactly.
It's that. But let's go ahead and be fair here. The Jaguars are coming.
They are.
This is a young team.
They had a great season.
Yeah.
They had a great season.
Nobody had them playing in the divisional round. I don't think any of us did.
And a lot of that is coaching. I mean, Doug Peterson is experienced, Super Bowl winning head coach, and he was an NFL quarterback. He has experience. He knows how to coach, man.
Yeah.
And now his guys were healthier. He brought in some players, and he wasn't even at full strength as far as his starting depth chart lineup. They're gonna be a problem moving forward in the AFC. They were competitive this year. They will continue to be competitive.
I love their front seven. They get after it. Offensively, they have very good speed at the skill positions. Calvin Ridley probably will be reinstated at some point this offseason, so that gives them another receiver to throw the football to.
That's something I completely forgot about. Calvin Ridley just waiting in the wings.
That's what I'm saying. And Ingram.
So yeah, tight end. Look. Now Ingram's a free agent, but you know they got to pay him. They got to bring him back.
You got to bring him back. You got to bring him back.
You got Christian Kirk. You got Calvin Ridley. You got Zay Jones. You got Marvin Jones. 4 wide receivers, a tight end, man. That's nice.
ETN play out of his mind. Yes. Out of his mind.
Yes.
That's
good.
Man, if they get
a couple,
they're looking good moving forward, man. Doug Peterson knows what he's doing. They have a bright future, man. They have a bright future.
And we were saying, I think it was me and Brandon that said it earlier this season. We were like, what a difference coaching makes.
Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
Got him shipped out.
The difference is clearly in
Urban
the
Meyer. Shoot, look at. I mean, we can go back. We rewind a little bit. First coaching. Look at Jeff Fisher. I mean, we're talking. If Jeff Fisher spends one more year in L.A.,
Tristan definitely gonna show up in a minute. You said the magic words, boy. You know that triggers Tristan. You say Jeff Fisher.
No, seriously. If Jeff Fisher coaches one more year in the Rams, Jared Goff probably does not have a job right now.
Oh my goodness, man! What?
To be completely honest, coaching makes a big difference.
Hey, look! Todd Gurley don't have that borderline MVP season.
Exactly.
Because I'm sure Todd Gurley was at least in the top 5 running for that MVP that year.
We're talking about coaching to where players' careers are extended and their lives are being changed as far as their contracts and their productiveness on the field, man. These coaching is very important, man.
And it's not just the head coaches, the offense coordinator, defense coordinator, position coaches. All of that is so vital.
Absolutely.
It is so vital.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think they're on their way. They are definitely on their way. If they can keep this momentum going, add a few more pieces,
yes,
they're obviously well coached because this was basically the same team that they had last year, essentially, give or take a few pieces, and they were horrible last year. They go from horrible to 7 points from winning a divisional round game to go into the AFC Championship against one of the best teams in the AFC. This is like they wasn't playing like no scrubs, man. You're playing the Chiefs, man. And I know people gonna say, well, hey, Mahomes hurt his ankle. He played on a high ankle sprain. That kind of hampered him a little bit, but still, that's the Chiefs, man. So, like, for them to be able to not get skull drugged in this game is impressive. That you can't like just shake a stick at that. You got to be like, oh, hey, it's Tristan, but you got to be like, Tristan must have popped up when you said Jeff Fisher.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, see,
he's been here. He's been here for a minute.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at links while I'm talking, but yeah, I mean, for them to be able to be completely awful last year and then be within 7 points of probably arguably one of the best teams in the league, that's impressive.
Definitely, especially after what they went through last year under Urban Meyer, man.
Yeah, Urban Meyer. That's proof positive that Urban Meyer was the factor, the difference in that. It was like, okay, you get a new good coach and all of a sudden they fighting for an AFC Championship berth. So the Jaguars are definitely coming. They have a running back by committee thing happening here.
No, Etienne's that dude for them.
No, Etienne is definitely that guy. But I mean, you look at Jermichael Hasty's contribution. I really wish they hadn't gotten rid of.
Oh yeah, Robinson.
Yeah.
I think they need because Robinson was more of the thumper, whereas Hasty is more like ATN. They're two of the same guy, kind of.
But Eric, guess what? You can find a thumper late in the draft, man.
Oh, no doubt. You can go undrafted and find you a thumper.
Exactly. So
like running backs, we had this conversation before, and we'll have it when we get into the offseason. But if I'm a GM, I'm not spending higher than the third rounder on a running back, if that. Because you can find some good ones late in the draft or even undrafted.
Exactly. You can find one in any round. I mean, I'm not going to devalue first round running back talent because you look at Breece Hall, you look at Zeke when he was drafted and other running backs. But you can find a great one from round 1 through 7, and undrafted for sure.
It's few and far between that I would see a running back that's like, oh my God, he's a surefire number 1.
Yeah.
Now you still got some GMs that'll go snatch a guy at number 1, but you can find guys that can do what these big name, quote unquote, big name running backs can do late in the draft.
Especially if you have the offensive line. If you have that offensive line, man, that changes so much for you.
or just the scheme itself,
That too.
I have a real quick before we move on. I have a theory about for like certain positions you got to get first round. Other ones you can get later rounds. Quarterbacks you can get later rounds. Running backs you can get later rounds. If you want a stud right away, O line, D line, receiver, you got to get first round. If you want the
O
best in the
line
draft,
definitely, D line
you got
yes.
to go first round.
O line, D line yes. Receiver.
You got to go first round.
Mm. Yes and no. It depends. It truly, truly depends because you got to remember. What you call it? Goodness, what's Devontae Adams? No, first round pick.
I'll say second.
Stephon
Later.
Diggs, fifth round.
You said what?
Diggs is fifth round.
Because of his injury.
No, that wasn't because of injury.
Yes, because he broke his leg.
It wasn't. It was okay. Well, that wasn't the only reason though. His combine. I mean, that's combine. His pro day was not really all that great because of the weather conditions outside.
Okay, right. And he was also recovering from a broken leg his last year in Maryland. But okay, him aside, him as the exception. You look at the best receivers in the league. They're most of the time coming in the first round, straight up studs.
What round
You
was
can
D
sign.
Hop on? Second?
I think D Hop was first.
Was he first? Okay.
I think he was first. I think Sammy was first too. And Sammy's not a stud, but it's certain positions to get the best of the best.
No, I agree.
You gotta go. And Stephon Diggs is not the best of the best right now. He was there are receivers that are technically better than him on paper. You know, Jay Jetta's first round.
Yo, I know
Adams went second. D Hop went first round. Who are the best receivers out here before we move on? Jamar Chase first round. I mean, we can go on, but it's some positions to get the best, you got to get them early.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right.
Yeah, if you want an alpha dog receiver, you want to go within the first 2 rounds. But when you need some just good receivers, not necessarily alpha dogs, but supported role receivers, you can find them. You can find them all through the draft.
And you get some gems. Don't get me wrong. And most of the gems come from smaller programs. Tyreek Hill.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't get the looks.
Exactly.
That's why we were talking about it off camera like earlier last week, but that's what the importance of the Senior Bowl and the East-West Shrine game, because these guys get exposure they wouldn't normally get because they come from smaller programs.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so but hats off to Jacksonville. I mean, nobody wants to lose, but it was definitely a moral victory for them.
It was an honorable defeat.
Yeah, to not get just drug across the field. Like, hey man, we was in this thing. It wasn't like they came out here and just mollywopped us. We was in it. Nobody gave us a shot.
Yeah.
You know. So moving on, let's talk about the Eagles, the Giants at the Eagles.
Oh,
speaking of mollywopping.
Man.
I think I went to sleep on this game. I think I did.
I watched the whole game.
At least the Giants scored a touchdown.
I watched the whole game, and going into the game, I had a problem with this one thing. So I saw the pregame interview. I was on the road with Saquon Barkley. He was happy that they made it. He said, we belong here, which they did. They earned it. They belong there. But no one realistically thought. What's up, Titus? No one realistically thought that the Giants were going to win that game. I think people thought, okay, it's a division game. They're giving problems. It's possible, but no one thought that the Giants were going to come into Philly after being swept in the regular season and win that game. Nobody realistically thought that.
Here's another thing I'm going to add to what you're saying. Daniel Jones comes out against Minnesota, and he probably plays the best game of his freaking career against Minnesota. And people's like, oh, boy, because, we got a lot of knee-jerk fans that are like, they see one thing, and they think this is the norm, but it's like, no. You're going to be what? You ever heard of the flying snake is found in Africa?
Yeah.
Snake, basically, all it is a snake that just jumps out of trees. Okay. It's a snake that jumps out of trees. That don't mean that snake can fly. It's still a snake. Okay. So what do you see it normally doing? It's slithering around. Just because it jumps out of the tree and you see it gliding through the air one time does not mean that it's a bird. Y'all feel where I'm going with this?
It's like flying fish in Jamaica, man.
Yeah, right. But you feel where I'm going with this? So
Yeah,
Daniel Jones has one really good. Hats off to him. He played great against Minnesota, but it's also indicative.
No. I'm not giving him. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut you off, Eric. I'm not giving him any credit because number one, his job was on the line coming into this season.
Yeah.
He had the first decent season he's ever had.
Yeah.
They call him the Vanilla Vic. They're
Which
praising
is a
this
lie.
dude. Exactly, blasphemy. They're praising this guy, and I'm upset. I love
when they call him Danny Dimes. That personally offends me when they call him Danny Dimes because I'm like, bruh.
It bothers me because the Giants have tried to run a Buffalo offense with Daniel Jones, and when I say that, I mean they abandoned the run. Saquon had 9 carries the entire game. He averaged 6.8 yards a carry. Saquon averaged 6.8 yards a carry in that game.
Matt Breida had 5.8 coming off the bench.
Exactly.
And a tutty.
But so that shows you have good running backs. But no, we believe in Dan Jando. He's just as good as Josh Allen. We're gonna put him back. He can drop. He can just throw it and just sling it around and win games. That no, he's not that. You smashed the Vikings, who were the by far worst playoff team. They shouldn't even be in the playoffs right now. Well, they're not now. They should have made it. They earned it, but they were the worst team in the playoffs. I said it weeks ago.
They did it off of the strength of the running game, and their defense is not bad. It's pretty decent.
And with teams just tanking with under a minute.
Yeah, just messing up. But
they have 2.
Go ahead. Man.
They have 2 wins they shouldn't even have on the record. But for some reason, Josh Allen wanted to get a safety to give them the game, and other stuff happened.
But people got excited. People got excited about Daniel Jones because he had a really good game against the Minnesota Vikings, which is indicative of how bad the Vikings, how much of a fraud the Vikings were. You want to talk about teams that shouldn't have been there. Let's talk about teams that shouldn't have been. Let's talk about the Minnesota Vikings. And basically, he had a great game. People flipped their lid, and they thought it was a bird because a snake flew out the tree. And this is gonna be a good game. And I'm sitting up here like, please.
Listen, I'm telling you.
Please, man, Jalen Hurts had a week to rest, and he didn't got that shoulder right. And this man, these Eagles gonna come in here and run them, dog.
Listen, I'm telling y'all, Justin Jefferson is gonna get the heck up out of Minnesota very soon.
Just like Diggs did.
Because this is the thing. Kirk Cousins, and I can't blame coaching. They have different staffs here and there. But Kirk Cousins, he hikes the ball, and he knows who he's gonna go to no matter what. He iced out Diggs, forcing it to Thielen. That's why Diggs wanted to leave. These players, they're smart. They know, okay, he ain't looking for me. I gotta go somewhere where they're looking for me. Jay Jettis, who almost broke the receiving record this year, he'll get his targets, but he knows that his quarterback is limited because you have to spread the ball to have more opportunities for your receiver to get yards. You're getting doubled. Who shut him down? I think Jair shut him down. The best corner shut down Justin Jefferson because they knew Kurt was going to force the ball to him or not spread it enough to other people. So, listen, I'm saying, mark my word, the next year or 2, he'll be out of there.
Did he already request a trade?
He'll be out of there. Yeah, he will. He will.
Yeah, I mean, Kirk Cousins is frustrating, nauseating, and confusing all at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, Giants, Eagles. I mean, the Eagles came in there as like, hey man, we the Eagles, y'all the Giants. Sit down.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what it was. And,
And
there wasn't a whole lot to talk about other than just on the Eagle side of the game. They just dominated, flat
yeah,
out dominated.
well, people pumping up the Giants are not. They had a good schedule, a favorable schedule. They're not that good. People pumping up their D line with Williams and Brandon. Who's the other guy? Other D tackle
For who?
for the Giants.
Oh, Dexter Lawrence.
Dexter Lawrence. They're like, oh, yeah, the first time they're playing as a tandem. I'm like, okay, you do know the
The
Eagles have a
Giants.
really
Look,
good
look,
offensive line
look,
as well,
look. Let me put it this way about the Giants. The Giants, okay, they overachieved, and Daniel Jones completely overachieved this season. I will give him
for
that.
sure, for sure.
But that roster is still void of a lot of talent. They need like 3 or 4 wide receivers. They need 1 or 2
Right,
tight ends. They need
right.
some
I'm gonna say
offensive
3 or 4.
linemen.
Yeah,
They need middle linebackers. They need DBs. I mean, they are
And then, and
void
then, and then you
of
give,
talent.
and then you give Bradbury to the Eagles of all teams.
You,
that I don't
no,
still
they
don't.
didn't give
Yeah,
it
I
to
don't
him,
get.
but they let him go, and he went to Eagles. They lost Blake Martinez at middle linebacker. They lost. I mean, they about to cut Kenny
Yeah,
Galladay this offseason, who they gave that big contract to
yeah,
coming up from Detroit. That was a waste of money.
yeah.
Um, Evan Ingram blossomed in Jacksonville.
Hmm.
So I mean, they are completely void of talent. The
Yeah,
Giants are going
that's
to
true.
really have to start hitting on draft picks starting this offseason if they want to be any kind of threat in the NFC East alone.
Well, when
Tristan,
you
what are your thoughts?
It's the Giants and Daniel Jones. Dayball will get Coach of the Year. Daniel Jones is going to get franchise tagged. They'll pay Saquon, and then we'll see what Daniel Jones does next year. Here's the whole thing. Everything that Steve said is correct, but I'm not going to put the complete blame on Daniel Jones as far as the performance against the Eagles because the Eagles are just that much better than the Giants, top to bottom.
yeah,
This is really what it is. The only thing that the Giants have over the Eagles is Saquon. And I'm talking about the player because their running system in the Eagles is better.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
That's it.
I mean, shoot, Barnwell had 100 yards.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Miles almost had 100 yards. Boston Scott could have got it, but he didn't get enough care. Like,
and that's
yeah,
what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
the only thing is that they have the one player at the position that I would say you put Miles Sanders and Saquon together. I'm taking Saquon. Like,
yeah.
that's really it.
That's the
I
only situation
imagine
that could, yeah,
imagine Saquon in the Eagles running game system. Imagine
Man,
how he would look.
man.
So you knew this was, I believe the Giants are a team that overachieved. That's why I wasn't even
for
really
sure.
engaging with this conversation because I just feel like they very much
Yeah,
overachieved.
yeah,
Dayball's going to get Coach of the Year because they overachieved. Let's see if they can build off this. Let's
They
see
have
if
to.
they can draft well. Let's see
hmm,
what free agents might want to come there because they realize Dayball's offense is very friendly for skill position players. So
yeah.
let's see what it looks like. I mean, for
And
really, the other reason why he's going to get the Coach of the Year, obviously, is because look at what happened with Buffalo.
yeah,
Have we not noticed the regression between Josh Allen from last year when he had Dayball to Ken Dorsey of this season? And
You
I'm not
know,
even talking about postseason. Towards the end of the season, Josh Allen wasn't looking like the MVP that everybody thought he was going to be preseason. He didn't look like that.
yeah,
But with Dayball, he looked all world. So this is you took a coach that had Josh Allen look the best he's ever looked, college or professional.
definitely.
Had Daniel Jones, who was basically going to be on the chopping block.
yeah,
You took him to the Giants. Now Daniel Jones looked like, oh, we can possibly build something off of this. And Josh Allen looks like he's regressing back to how he was in college. These are the factors that you look at. And even with Daniel Jones, I still don't agree that he should have been the sixth overall pick. I will never
That's a
agree with
reach.
that.
That's a reach.
What what
That's
I
a reach.
will say though is if you look, and we've talked about this in Marco Polo before, more times than not, the reason why quarterbacks' careers go in the tank is because of the lack of investment that the franchise did for that QB. You only
Exactly.
have but so many generational talented QBs that come out. You can't assume that every first round QB is a generational talent. That is a complete lie.
And
You need to have things put in place and set up for your quarterback to be successful.
We just said that
The
too.
only thing Daniel Jones had when he got drafted was Saquon. Because I
yeah,
never looked
oh
at
for
Sterling
sure.
Shepard as a number one. I don't even know who these other
I'm gonna
receivers
add.
are.
I want to
Evan
add.
Ingram was inconsistent. The offensive line has forever been in shambles. This is probably the best that O line has played since he's gotten drafted. So there's a lot of things. And then he went through 2 coaching changes. There's a lot of things that happened since he's been drafted that plagued into his lack of development. So now
Yeah.
that he has Dayball, now that they look like they're trying to build that offensive line, let's see if they can get a legit number one receiver, maybe in a draft or in free agency. Let's see what it looks like because I know Galladay was kind of a wash. So let's see as they're building this what Daniel Jones really is. But we always knew he wasn't a generational talent, but he might be a viable option, like how Phil Sims was with the Giants back in the day. We never looked at
Mhm.
Phil Sims as a generational talent,
Hmm.
but they put pieces around him that made him be successful with that squad.
Yes.
Like you have to look at these things like that.
Yeah.
Not every first round QB is a generational talent. There is literally a handful currently in the league. I would put Patrick Mahomes up there, obviously. I would possibly might put Trevor Lawrence up there. I want to see another year, but he did some things where it's like ain't too
Okay.
many people that could
I
do
think
that.
Trevor Lawrence is going to be way better.
Josh
Yeah.
Allen, even with
As
Josh
long as
Allen's
he's with
recklessness,
Peterson.
I'll still put Josh Allen up there because there's
Burrow.
just certain plays that no one else could do. It's literally a handful.
Yeah. Yeah. Burrow,
So let's
Lamar.
just see what it looks
Yeah.
like. But they
Yeah.
definitely overachieved this season. I have right now, as it stands, to be quite honest, I'm excited to see the NFC Championship. It's a toss up to me. Them two teams match up very well.
Yeah. Let's go there.
I
Wait a minute. Hold on.
We still got other games to
yeah,
go.
we got other ones, but I'm just
Okay.
telling you, like,
Okay.
I'm very intrigued.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll dig into it more when we get to that topic.
We're gonna get there eventually. Um
Okay, so next
Sunday.
game we got to talk about the defending AFC champion the Bengals.
Man, look, I'm gonna say something about Cincinnati. Cincinnati was like, look, we've been down this road before with no offensive lineman, been there, done that, and we showed it, and we showed you.
So here's my analogy about that because I like to use analogies. If you have somebody who's never had anything before, who has tried to scratch and survive, and you eating fried bologna sandwiches and syrup sandwiches, and you just trying to survive. And then all of a sudden, you hit the lottery. Now you eating steak and you eating shrimp and you eating good. And then you go back, let's say you lose all your money. If you have to go move back to the old neighborhood and survive off bologna sandwiches and syrup sandwiches, you can do that because you already know how. Now, this is the analogy, this is the point I'm making. What's the major issue we said that Cincinnati had this time last year?
Offensive line.
Offensive
Offensive
line.
line. Okay. Then they went and got some linemen. And then midway through the season, they was just balling because they finally had the protection for Joe Burrow that he needed. They finally had the run blocking that Joe Mixon needed. And they were looking good. Then all of a sudden the injury bug hits. Okay. So now you going into this divisional round missing 3 linemen. So, and I said this last week, I said the way Cincinnati can win this game is because they're used to not having. They've learned how to scheme. They made it all the way to a
Dude.
Super Bowl with a
Yes.
deficient offensive line. They
Dude.
were minutes away from winning a Super Bowl with a
Dude, they were.
deficient offensive line.
And a missed
So it
call
was like,
away.
hey man, I'm from the hood. I grew up on bread and bologna. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dog, we'd rather have our linemen, but we know how to get
Man,
by without them.
listen.
And they
I'm
showed it the other day against a Buffalo.
dude, I'm tempted to drive down to KC. I'm very tempted to do that. But Cincinnati, man, they have the better roster and team than Kansas City. I think Kansas City is better coaching because of the
Yeah.
experience and that. But Cincinnati, man, they're rolling, man. I mean, it's gonna be a good game, but I think Cincinnati's just more talented. They have too many offensive weapons, and KC has some too, but you don't have Tyreek Hill anymore. You can't throw something short, have him take it 70, 80 yards.
You can with
You have you, ha-
McKinnon.
you have a good running back, and Pachenko. McKinnon's good too. Juju makes big plays. You have Kelsey, he's great too. But you're talking about Mixon, P. Ryan, Higgins, Boyd, Chase, Burrow's vision.
Steve,
Cincy,
I think you leaving out another important
I'm
aspect.
sure I'm missing somebody. Yeah,
No, you're leaving out one thing. Kansas City's defense isn't that great.
I
That is
know. Which is why I still
Yeah.
to my mind, I still can't believe how they let go of Tom Matthew. It's still the
There's
craziest
Tyron
one ever.
Matthew, Charvarius Ward.
the most important player in this game. Oh God!
Go ahead, Tristan. No, we're not. I'm not talking about that. I'm not. Go ahead, Tristan.
The most important player for this game is Chris Jones. Chris Jones will decide who's going to the Super Bowl out of the AFC.
He's
I
going
don't
to
know.
put the
I
defense
don't
in
know.
his backpack.
No, I'm
I don't-
telling you,
No,
Chris
no.
Jones is going to decide because if he's absent, Joe Burrow on that offense is going to run roughshod. There's no one else to fear on the defense side of the ball for Kansas City.
He's got to put the defense in his backpack.
But if he's a game wrecker against that offensive line,
But that's my point, Tristan. He can game wreck. If you're in the middle, you can double team it. You can go opposite of him.
Agreed.
He's very impactful.
Agreed.
And he had a couple big tackles in the last game. But I'm talking about pass coverage, which we know since he loves to do a whole lot. They're gonna throw it just like last year. They're gonna distribute that thing all over the place, man. And their defense actually got better as the season went on. Their defense has stepped up.
and
So
this
I'm not gonna name
offensive
this
line,
one person. Go ahead.
this offensive line. I'm sorry, Steve. I didn't mean to cut you off. This
No,
offensive line is better than last year's offensive line.
Yeah,
This offensive
are.
line might have won the Super Bowl for them last year.
they are. And I'm telling you, you do not. If I'm Cincinnati, I don't have to plan for a deep burner if I'm playing against Kansas City. But they have good receivers. I'm not gonna take anything away from Juju, from what's the boy Tony. I'm not taking anything away from that. He's a burner. He is the burner, but he ain't Tyreek Hill burner. We managed last year. They can. I think since he wins this, man,
They playing in Kansas City, or is this the neutral site game?
it's in Kansas City.
They ain't KC.
I mean, and Joe Burrow ain't got no fear. He already done went in there and beat him.
He won in Snow and Buffalo last week.
I mean, he ain't nothing to
Yeah, I don't think environment is going to be a factor.
It will not be.
Not at all.
It's not. People forget. See, people keep thinking of Joe Burrow, LSU, and people forget he's an Ohio kid. Playing the elements ain't nothing for him.
Exactly.
It's nothing for him.
It's nothing.
Yeah. So my question is that how many of these linemen will be available to them on Sunday?
Maybe Kappa, but that's probably about it.
Yeah.
So they'll get one back of the three they lost.
One back.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I think Lyle Collins is completely done for the season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if they make it to the Super Bowl, they might be able to get the left tackle back.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to get back to Buffalo and essentially this can't be shootout football, man. You have to run the ball. I said it. I've been saying it for the past 3 years. Buffalo needs to stop abandoning the run and making Josh Allen going to arm shooter. I've been saying it for years.
Yep.
I watch every Buffalo game.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm gonna finish your thought. I want to piggyback on that.
Okay, they have to stop doing that. And it kills because I want Buffalo to win. They do it every year.
Every year.
They say, okay, we got 6 here, 7 here, stop on third, got a punt. Okay, next drive, we're throwing every play. They're not disciplined. And this may sound really crazy, but if I'm Buffalo, I'm looking at coaching change because you had not
Off of
just
McDermott?
Buffalo. You have too much talent and potential to keep doing the same thing. Like
But let me ask,
you have to, nothing's gonna change.
but let me ask you a question. Though.
Do the
Who
same
you,
thing next year. Nothing.
Steve,
What's gonna change? It's mentality with the coach, the
Steve,
culture. Yeah,
Steve, who do you replace him with?
I don't know, but what I'm saying is he's going to keep doing that,
It
and
Of
has to be.
course, yeah, I know that part.
KC
But
is gonna
my
keep
question is
being
right
good.
now. My question is, who do you replace him with right now?
This is my thing. Coaches are very consistent with what they do. They have personalities.
I know.
I don't know who to replace him with, but are you telling me that he'll change against Casey next year or
No,
Cincy
of
next
course
year?
not.
That's
Okay,
what it has to be a
so you need
philosophy.
someone. You need someone that's going to be different than that
It has to be a philosophy
to
change.
elevate to the next level. It's the same. Freaking
Let-
Marv with the Bills in the '90s. He was the same way every single year. He
let me
did
throw
not change, and he never won anything. He was the problem.
let me throw a stat out at you that's really interesting. So Buffalo rushed the ball in that game a total of 19 times.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's a problem, of course, because we agree on that. Is that I'm so sorry. I got sound coming through for some reason. Uh,
We can't
Josh
hear it.
Allen, Josh Allen, Josh Allen, out of those 19 times, 8 of those rushes were Josh Allen. So
Oh,
your two
He
backs
he had the
only.
most carries. He had the most carries for the team.
That's what I'm trying to say. The out of the backs, you only had 11 carries between Cook
Y'all
and
see what I'm
Singletary.
saying? Y'all see what I'm saying now?
And
It
that's bad.
also, it goes to that rationale of when you abandon the run in the playoffs, you lose. Look at Tampa Bay; they only made 12 attempts.
Josh Allen gets in the shootouts.
Oh yeah, Leonard Fournette was absent. That was a big factor.
Look,
There was
Dude,
no playoff Leonard.
Josh Allen is going to get
I
hit one
can't wait to
day.
get to our game.
Josh Allen's going to get hit one day, and he's going to miss a big chunk of the season.
But not
But
that.
but here,
He can be healthy and safe all he wants. If listen, man, you know how hard it is to take a 5-7 step drop and complete passes on 50 attempts against a good defense.
You might as well have Mike Marsh as your head coach.
And here's the thing. Also,
Like,
it's not just the passing; it's how he passed. Every time he looking for a doggone knockout punch, and he had guys open underneath. Go back and look at the film.
he is the Deontay Wilder of the NFL.
exactly. And there's a reason why Stephon Diggs was pissed.
Yes.
He's cool with he's not cool with losing, but and it's not really I can't blame on Josh Allen. I do blame coaches to say, listen, you need to do this right here, right now. Don't do this. You got to do this. Mixing in play actions, which I rarely see in Buffalo unless it's out of shotgun and you're faking a draw handoff. Their play actions are trash. Okay.
Okay,
That's
but
Nobody's
number
you
gonna
don't
one.
take
bite
the
on
run
it if
game
you're
seriously.
not running
No
the
one's
ball enough.
biting. They know Josh Allen gonna throw 40 times a game.
Yeah, if you're not running the ball enough, play action is pointless.
You're
And
doing a draw or a wheel route. I'm covering the flats or I'm waiting for your pass. It's so
here's the thing.
predictable.
Here's the thing that's also frustrating is, and I hate to take it here, but it's true. You take the same situation, mind you, these are better weapons, right? You know who would look the exact same but got more criticism than Josh Allen? Cam Newton. It's the same person.
It's the
Mm-hmm.
same
Take
person.
out
It
running,
is.
It's
I'm
the
gonna
same
throw it
person.
deep.
But Josh Allen got a better team.
I see.
When Josh Allen came out of
That's true.
Wyoming, that was the comparison. They was like, he's Cam Newton.
Josh Allen got a better team.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They stacked.
Cam Newton got more critique than Josh Allen.
And when at the time, Cam's division was a lot tougher. I mean, we know the AFC East is tough now.
Now it
But
is.
last year they were on the verge. The year before that, they weren't respectable.
Exactly. And yet Cam Newton still brought his team lesser talent,
Mm-hmm.
took his team to a Super Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
won an MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so these are the things that are kind of frustrating. And again, I said I hated to take it here, but these are the moments that are frustrating because I'm watching everybody praise Josh Allen for, oh, look how he runs the football. Look how he's launching this amazing big arm. It's the same critique. The same thing that he get praised for is the thing that was critiqued about Josh Allen. It's the same thing that's getting critiqued about Lamar Jackson.
We know
I
why.
just don't understand how these two guys that have had more success up to this point than Josh Allen get critiqued more than Josh Allen.
Let me add.
Hey,
well, I know you're going to eat, but let me add to you, T. So, and I've been saying the same thing every year. Like, the Ravens will always do enough to make the playoffs. Lamar is dynamic enough to make plays, first downs, get points. They're always going to be good enough to make the playoffs. And then once you're going against the best teams that can actually coach and scheme against you, you're going to fail. It's coaching. Sean McDermott is going to do enough with Josh Allen. He can throw 40 times a game against most of the teams in the league. But to get to the next level, who Diggs is looking for, who Bills Mafia is looking for, you have to change stuff up. You have to establish a running game. You brought in Dalvin Cook's brother, Cook. I can't remember his first name. You have Singletary still. I think you brought Naeem Hines. You have to run the ball. If they could run, if they really invested and put time to the running game, the Bills would be incredible, man. But they don't feel the need to do that. That is a coaching culture dynamic that McDermott has not felt the need to sway from. So they're gonna be in that limbo. They're gonna be in purgatory until they change or they get him out of here. Same thing with maybe Greg Roman's change will get them out of purgatory, but they're still there.
That's too much of an extreme, Steve.
No. I was gonna say Shanahan guy. I was gonna say go get a Shanahan McVay guy, somebody that's gonna put
somebody. Well,
somebody put time and effort into running. No,
but my point is, McDermott has to change things up to get out of that purgatory of getting to the first, second round only, and losing doing the same thing. I'm hoping that Baltimore gets an OC and the number one wide receiver that will change stuff up as far as their offense.
Can you imagine that?
If not, they're gonna still be there. They've been there for years. The two teams I named have been in the same position for the past 4 years.
There's definitely going to be a philosophy change I can see happening in Baltimore.
I hope so. I'm praying so. I love Baltimore.
No one's
let me address
something. I'm sorry.
Oh, let me address something real fast. I just want to address something real fast on that comment that I saw, where he said Josh Allen is more accurate than Cam.
He did follow up with this though.
Okay, but you're contradicting yourself. You're contradicting yourself because now you're kind of picking at straws. Josh Allen from 2018, okay, 52%, 58%, 69%, 63%, 63%. All right. Cam Newton throughout his entire career, 60%, 57%, 61%, 58%, 59%, 52%.
You know what, Tristan?
59%, 67%.
No.
Hold on. Let me. I'm gonna get it all out. I know what you're gonna see. I'm gonna get it all out. Mind you, Josh Allen came into the league in 2018. Stephon Diggs joined the team 2 years after. A better roster than Cam. Remember, they got rid of Steve Smith after 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Who was their number one wide receiver after that?
Calvin Benjamin.
Thank you. So this is what I'm saying. We can try and do that whole thing of Josh Allen being more accurate than Cam. Cam Newton did a whole lot more with a whole lot less.
Yes, thank you.
Than Josh Allen.
And guess what? And I said this before, and I said it again. When Cam Newton got himself a legitimate OC that knew how to develop quarterbers, he had the most efficient season of his career.
Y'all talking too much because Cam Newton went to Super Bowl. Until Josh gets there, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about percentage and accuracy. He was an MVP And
Not again.
Josh Allen ain't close. And he took his team to the big game.
And I'm not a Josh Allen
Until
hater.
Josh Allen does that, don't even. I'm not talking about them in the same freaking sentence. I'm not.
I'm not a Josh Allen hater. I'm actually a fan. I like to watch it. But you see where it's like, okay, how many times you gonna ask this boy to chuck this ball 50-yard bombs every game? And I'm talking about bombs with an S.
I'm gonna put
Every
it to you. I'm
every
gonna
throw
put it
is a
like
bomb.
this. I'm gonna put it like this. It's that old line that for those of y'all saw the Karate Kid in 1984. I ain't talking about the Jaden Smith one. I'm talking about the real one.
I saw it.
Okay, so he always told Danielson must learn balance. In other words, there's got to be something there besides you just dropping back on a 5 or 7 step drop and chunking it downfield. You got to learn to balance that offense. That offense has to be balanced. And rushing the ball 11 times with your running backs in a divisional round and versus throwing it 42 times ain't gonna cut it.
Do you understand?
Hell, Byron Leftwich got fired for that.
Now
Do you understand that you could have lost if not even Tua, if Teddy Bridgewater played that game, y'all would have lost to Miami.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Y'all not get that, Buffalo? Y'all would have lost to Miami if Teddy played.
The defense just sat back and watched, and they picked off Allen how many times in Miami?
We don't even gotta go. We don't even gotta go there. This is my thing with quarterbacks. I really believe in the tier system.
I do too. Yes.
Josh Allen is not tier 1. He may not even be tier 2. And let me say this. No, let me say this because tier 1 and tier 2s, they make calls and decisions themselves.
Yes.
They don't listen to, hey, run this, and you run it. If he was that guy, which he's not, he's still young. I'll give him that. But you're not getting a safety and losing to the daggone Vikings week 9 or 10. That's not happening. Okay, and you know when to run the ball and stop forcing the passes out there. But it's different tiers. Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Brady's, the Pat Mahomes, they have instruction, but they do what they want to do. The next tier barely make pre-snap reads. They make some here. They may call 2 plays in the huddle and pick one and run no matter what. They don't say, oh, neither works. Let me do this. They don't do that. They have tier 3. So
I agree with you. Dan Orlovsky on Get Up the other day said something, and a lot of the analysts didn't understand what he was saying. He said Patrick Mahomes is the best player in football, but Joe Burrow is the best quarterback to play quarterback in football. And I understood what he meant.
Yep.
They're looking at it as, well, if Patrick Mahomes is the best player in football and Patrick Mahomes plays quarterback, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in football. That's not what he's saying. He's saying take all the gifts away. Take the gifts away. Take the big arm, being able to throw ambidextrous, all that. Take all that away, right? Just face value of what the quarterback position is asking you to do. Mm-hmm. What is the description of that position? He says Joe Burrow is the best at it. Because he understands how to play that position. His sense of seeing the field, understanding situational football, understanding defenses, he has it in his brain, calculated. And that's why you call him Joe Burrow, because he's just everything's already processed in his mind. He knows exactly what to do. I know when to make the big play. I know when to let my athletes make the play for me. You know what I'm saying? I know how to protect the football. He's calculated that way. That's what they're looking for Josh Allen to be. Can you take they want Josh Allen to be Patrick Mahomes so bad, because Patrick Mahomes is, I would say, probably last year, second half of last year, and even going in this year, he has learned, and this is what makes him dangerous now. He's learned how to take the gifts, but also take the concept of quarterback play and balance it and condense it, where he's like, I don't have to be superhuman in this moment. But when it's called upon, then I'm ready. Just like when he messed up his ankle and threw that touchdown with his left foot. When it's cold, when he needs it, he can channel it.
Yeah, I agree. Partly, I think Pat Mahomes is the best only because Joe Burrow has way better receivers than Pat Mahomes does right now.
That's fair.
I think talent-wise, I think when we all know Pat Mahomes is way more mobile.
Yep.
He has more
Bigger
arm
arm.
talent.
Mhm.
But Burrow's gonna put up them QB numbers because he just has his
He has the
offensive
weapons.
weapons are just crazy, man.
Mm.
So he's gonna look better no matter what. It's gonna be a great game coming up, man. It's gonna be
I'm
it's gonna be
excited for it.
freaking
Both the championship games are. I love it. Both championship games are going to be good.
All right, so let's move on to the one that basically had 45.7 million viewers this weekend, the most viewed game out of divisional round. That was the Dallas Cowboys at the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh,
Okay.
he said the Grambling State. He had the
Damn right.
THE up in there.
You damn right. Because again, and almost to a year to the date, because Brandon, thank you, Brandon, for always putting up like all clips of our old shows on the website, on Facebook. It was around this time last year where I was on here basically repeating history because Dallas had just lost to the Niners, and I was telling everybody that this is not finna be nobody blowing nobody out. It's gonna be a one-score game. Did I not say that? I said that last week, and it's the same thing. It's a one-score game.
Yeah, you said it. Yep.
And I said that's what it was gonna be. I said because basically, and I didn't go into detail about it, but Dallas's defense is legit. I'm not finna take that from them. They were legit. What led to that downfall was the fact that, and I said this before, Dallas is like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or a Lotus. They are fast. They got good maneuverability. San Francisco is like a F-250 dually that you use to pull a trailer around on. It's a big old farm truck. It gets muddy. It gets dirty. And what happened was that Dallas tried to get in the phone booth with San Francisco in that second half because it started off good, but they couldn't sustain it. And they went and they got in the phone booth and tried to have an MMA match with San Fran. And the runs got longer. And the defense got gas. And I'm going to get to Mr. Prescott in a minute. But the defense got gas because why? You got a quarterback that has thrown 17 interceptions in just 12 games of football. Another fun fact, he's gone about almost 50 starts without having back-to-back games without a turnover.
Right.
So it was bound to happen. He didn't throw him against Tampa Bay. He was going to throw him against us. He literally threw 4 interceptions, but 2 of them got dropped. One of them was a game ender.
We're doing that. Okay.
One of them was a game ender. Okay. So
you're not wrong.
Hell yeah, I'm
not wrong.
I'm drinking.
I'm gonna follow up because
you can follow up all you want because ain't nothing you can say that's gonna change what I'm saying.
Let me speak right now.
Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
not disagreeing with you.
I'm gonna sit here and sip this tea.
He should have thrown 4. Purdy should have thrown 2. Y'all won the game.
What 2 was that?
Let me finish.
You should have had 2.
Should have. Doesn't matter because.
And I got to retort to that. I'm gonna let you finish, but I got to retort to that. Go ahead.
We will. To say the physicality was equal. It was equal. It literally came down to Dak Prescott making bad throws. Let's just call it what it is. We abandoned the run when we should not have. He threw 2 interceptions when he should not have thrown 2 interceptions. I remember the play he threw to CD covered by Fred Warner. Gallup was open, empty backfield to the left. Symmetrical route. He didn't throw there. That is why we lost the game. It wasn't an out-physical match. That's not what it was. I thought it would be that, but it was not that. It was literally Dak turned the ball over quickly. Our defense getting tired. Y'all ran the ball more effectively against us in the fourth quarter. But the game could have went either way. Let's just call it what it is. It could have went either way for the most part until Dak started turning the ball over. If I'm wrong, let me know, please.
Okay, so first of all, quick trivia question: how long Dak Prescott been in the league?
Talking about the game.
How long Dak Prescott
What
been
happened?
in the league?
What happened in the game?
Who didn't Dak Prescott play in the game? Okay, so I'm talking about the game. So
Okay,
how long has Dak Prescott been in the league?
6 years, going back to when he was drafted. 7 years.
And
Okay.
how old is he?
What happened in the game?
How old is Dak Prescott?
29.
29. Been in the league going on 7 years, right? How many games has Brock Purdy played?
We know what's your point? We know he outperformed. What's the point?
The point is he got outplayed by a 7th round rookie.
I just said that.
Rookie. Okay.
I said that.
That gets no passes. Now you can talk
I'm
about
not giving him a pass.
You can talk about Brock Purdy almost throwing 2 picks, but he's a rookie. Again, I said before in previous shows, San Fran's playing with house money. We might get our ass kicked next week. It could happen. And I'm going to tell you why, the reasons why, as we get into these matchups later, why San Francisco could lose this game next week. But I said before, we playing with house money because we have a 7th round rookie quarterback who nobody is expecting to do anything.
I'm agreeing.
Okay. So my thing is, when I say Dak really threw 4, and you retort with Purdy almost threw 2, he's a rookie. All the pressure's on Dak. Dak's supposed to after the performance he had the previous week.
I'm glad you said that, because what I said coming into this game, I said 2 things. I said, if we win, oh, he's a rookie, you should win anyway. If we lose, oh, he lost to a rookie. Either way, damn if you don't. But I just put the blame on Dak. I just said it. I said that Brock Purdy should have threw 2. You didn't like that, but it's a fact. But Dak should have thrown more than what he did. He still played bad.
And then
that's
also,
all I'm saying, and it's a fact.
Now let me be fair. Okay, I do not like what the Dallas Cowboys Twitter account did to Dak Prescott.
Yeah, that was trash.
That was Bush League. It was unprofessional.
What did it
was
do?
some BS. Okay, so basically,
I'm not on Twitter.
Their page said that they showed a picture of Dak Prescott, and the quote that was there was Dak Prescott gave away two critical possessions, paraphrasing the rest of it, yada yada, basically in a close, tight-knit game. It basically pegged the entire game on Dak Prescott.
Basically, the man got bust tire tracks on his back.
All right.
Now, was it true? Hell yes.
But your team shouldn't say that.
Thank you.
Right. So let me get like 1 minute. So the account should not have said that. They're frustrated, whatever.
That's dirt. That's something a fan should say, but not the actual team.
Right. Let me finish. But this is what happened in the game. So coming into the game, we had CB 2 and 3 out. Pollard got injured. Our defense played freaking lights out.
Yeah, they did.
Against a very dynamic offense. We didn't get any field goals missed, no block kicks, no block punts. CBs didn't get burnt.
Except for that first extra point was blocked.
The extra point was blocked, but he would have missed that anyway.
That's not. It's a miss, but it's not. He didn't miss. He would have, but
he would have missed
it. Y'all get where I'm going. We weren't getting beat on one side, beat on the other. There were no fumbles by us. Okay, so all the things coming into see where I'm coming from. All the things coming into this game, as far as our discrepancies as a team, played no factor. It was
Dak Prescott
making bad passes.
Yep.
Passes that he should know better than. 7 years in the league, getting paid $45 million a year.
Yep.
Okay. So let me continue.
That was my next question, but go ahead.
I'm getting to coaching next because I had a freaking issue.
Kellen Moore.
We can talk about the bro moment after this too.
Let me finish. I had an issue with Kellen Moore, yes. And before halftime, number one, I don't know why I didn't see running back number 3. Brandon, what's his name? Get any carries?
Malik Davis.
He got no carries after Pollard went out. Fine.
That is so true.
Going into halftime, we get the ball at halftime. To get the momentum back on our side, I'm not throwing the football after Dak already has one pick. You're in the red zone. If you run the ball, guess what you do? You burn the clock down, and you keep the Niners offense off of the field.
The problem is Zeke
But
runs like he got cement in his shoes.
no, but forget that. We're going to Cowboy shotgun mode. We're going to high pace mode because Mike McCarthy's feeling whatever the heck he's feeling. I'm trying to
It worked.
not to
It
curse.
worked in the Bucks game.
All right, so Steve, I want to let you know that I empathize with you because basically what Kellen Moore did is he Shanahan the game.
Let me finish my statement, please. I know that. We all know that.
He Shanahan it.
You run the ball. You run the ball just to burn clock and then maybe get 3. If you don't get 3, we're still tied, and the Niners don't get the ball before halftime to kick 3, which is what they did. If we burn clock and if we can get yards, we still get the ball at halftime with the tie game. That's coaching. And then my biggest problem out of everything, I will go back to the Texans game. I was on vacation. I didn't watch it. How's the last drive? Dak went 98 yards. He threw 2-3 picks that game. Post-game conference. They said, Dak, what? So you threw 3 picks. How do you? He said, you know what? He said, I don't go for style points. We won the game. Mike McCarthy echoed the same sentiment.
No accountability.
Exactly. So the fact that there's no accountability from the head coach, you think the quarterback's going to have it? You think
there's a professional way to put heat on your quarterback without throwing him under the bus. You can say, we got to do better against the turnovers. Glad we pulled this game out, but we got to do better.
Dude, that made me so freaking mad.
But that's the Mike McCarthy thing. Mike McCarthy is arrogant.
Oh, coach. I know. The fact that maybe I'm just aggressive and I'm whatever. When he got the job, he lied to Jerry Jones saying he watched every game from the previous year. And he said, why'd you do that? Because I wanted the job. And Jerry Jones laughed. That ticks me off with my team. He said that. So the fact that he still has that culture in the room. No, we don't go for stop points. We won the game. We won the game. That's like I play Madden. I say, but did I win? Oh, you did this, Steve. Did I win? The fact that the head coach has no accountability for mistakes, there's no hunger to get better.
It's called
it goes
hubris.
Down.
It's hubris.
And Dak, he said the same thing in that game. Fast forward to when we lost to you guys. It said Dak. It said, you do this, that. He said, oh, it's on me, which everyone knows. I hate when people say, it's my bad. Yeah, I know it's your bad. And they're like, I promise that won't happen again. We don't need promises. Mike McCarthy has to go.
Now, here's the thing. It's got to. I agree with you when you say McCarthy has to go, and most sensible Cowboy fans are probably going to say the same thing. So McCarthy.
No, they won't because they're
no.
Say,
I said sensible. I said sensible. Oh, okay. Wait, no. I said sensible.
Okay.
Like you and like Brandon. That's what I'm talking about. Sensible.
Okay.
Cowboy fans probably like, because it's not just the bad coaching decisions. It's the culture that he cultivates there.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, we all right. No, we not.
You're educated. We spoke about this 2 weeks ago. It's about culture. So my thing is this. And I had some other fans on the team tell me, oh, you went 12-5. I said, listen, Dallas is going to do one thing every year. Bring in talent. Bring in good talent. Have a good roster.
Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to play for the star.
But not just that. Yeah, but not just that. Like Jerry Jones, him and Steven are gonna draft and make free agent moves. We're gonna have a good team. Talent-wise, we're gonna have a good roster. It's the culture in the locker room to where the head coach gets that ish together and like, listen, you effed up. This is what we gotta do. Not, oh, well, we don't do style points. We won anyways. That's what he said. That has to go, man. That has to go, and that's my problem because knowing the culture's there, it's always made me mad. But knowing that in the Niners game, that was a winnable game, man.
It was.
It was a winnable
It comes back
for
to
us.
haunt you when you're playing against top tier talent.
And I'm gonna go one step further. This is my last point of this. I'm sorry. I realized this yesterday on the conversation I had on the phone with my friend. And look at the great quarterbacks in the league. Look at their post game interviews. They're not smiling. They're not. Jalen Hurts, I haven't seen him smile yet.
No.
I haven't seen Joe Burrow smile.
And this is after wins. They not smiling.
That's what I'm saying.
They locked in.
I mean, Pat Mahomes, he's a little goofy. You know, I don't see Tom Brady smile. I don't see A-Rod. These dudes are locked in. You'll have Dak come up there. Hey, well, it was hard, but we won, and move on to the next one. They're smiling. These other guys are locked. They are freaking locked in, man. They are focused.
Because there's always somebody that's out there that's
football
more locked in than you.
Exactly. Football is their life, man. Like they're like, yo, I'm about winning. Like these dudes are focused, man. So, and I respect that about them. Dak, he's not that. Colin Coward said something today. He said, I'm taking calls. I won't go that far. I will replace Mike McCarthy and bring in a good head coach or OC to mold Dak because there's still room to learn. But this McCarthy-Dak relationship, man, is what they say toxic.
Well, I mean, we want to talk about McCarthy. Hell, Aaron Rodgers had him ran out of town in Green Bay. So because of culture, McCarthy is arrogant beyond to a point of toxicity that is not even funny. Because he's like, I can do no wrong. It's like, dude, you just screwed the game up.
No,
and you got like the it's a meme now, but he's pushing the camera at his face. Nah, dog,
I saw
take that medicine, bro. That's your fault.
But this is the arrogance. Listen to what I said. This man told the public he lied on his interview. Who does that?
Yeah.
If I do that, I'm getting fired right away.
Yeah.
This man said I lied about watching all the games from last season because I wanted the job. Google it. He said those words in his interview, and that was acceptable.
When he was hired, I was like, okay, bet. Because if you don't like the Cowboys, it's like, okay, cool. What's going to terrify the hell out of me is if they do get rid of Mike McCarthy and bring in somebody the quality of a Sean Payton. Because now the culture is about to change in that building.
Well,
you know what Sean Payton did after they won the Super Bowl? The very beginning of the next camp, they buried the game film in the backyard and said, forget about that. They just won a Super Bowl now. They brought the first Super Bowl to New Orleans ever. And he's like, no, it's over with now. Let's go. And that's the culture you have to have. That's the culture you have to have in the building. And the biggest issue with Dallas, their team, and it trickles into the fans is that we them boys, we still them boys, but it's like it's not, hey, we them boys, but we need to do this. And again, I'm talking about the majority of the fan base. I'm not talking about the sensible fans. So I know plenty of sensible fans who are like, no, this is wrong. This needs to be fixed. You know, but the aura in that building is we're gonna be all right. And every time you're going to fail when you get to the upper echelon of the playoffs, you start playing the stronger teams. These other teams is like, the Niners blew out Seattle, put 41 on Seattle, and you listen to their interviews during the week, and it's like they locked in. It's like, we finna do this, we finna do that, and you believe them because they've been that way the whole season. Dallas only locked in just because it was San Francisco.
Well, no. So I'm gonna pass it to Brandon soon, but so this thing with Cowboys fans, right? And I'm gonna focus on the non-super emotional fans, right? Dallas fans, we know we always have a good roster, and we believe in our team.
That's fair.
Every year, we think, roster-wise, we can go far because, reality, roster-wise, we can compete. So the confidence in them going far is great. Now, them saying we're gonna smash this person, go undefeated, that's just unrealistic. But and I know you know a lot of those guys being down there in Texas. But
I know a
a
lot
lot
of
of
the window
Cowboys,
lookers. Yeah,
but a lot, but a lot of Cowboys fans, we upset a lot of people. The ones who don't say that stuff, we upset a lot of people because we're confident in our team and we're happy with our team. We have Bears fans that hate us, not you, E, because you're a Niners fan. We have Bears fans that hate us, Washington fans that hate us. We have Giants fans. We have you name it. A lot of fans don't believe in their team because a lot of fans, their teams have never had really good rosters consistently. So as fans, we have confidence because we usually have good rosters. Now the disconnect comes to the coaching and the guidance,
the
right?
culture.
That's the disconnect. And it's up to Jerry Jones to get that together because he's hiring these guys who are yes men, and you can have a yes men culture in the locker room. I know that. We all know that. You can't have that. You get the right players, get the best man
Yeah.
to lead them, leader of men.
And here's the thing: the issue is that when you get somebody who's strong willed, and I'm gonna get, and y'all gonna agree with me with what I'm about to say. I know you will, like a Bill Parcells.
He's the last one that was on that for us.
But what happened? Bill was like, you know what? Because you keep meddling with my stuff, man, and I'm trying. You brought me in here to win some stuff. If you leave me the hell alone, let me do what I do. You know, and his Jerry just leave me alone.
I could just see. I know Bill was worn out, and I
Yeah,
feel bad. I'm like, when we got, I was like, and that's not really learned kind of what was going on as far as the executive level. I was like, yo, I know Bill's
he was
tired,
blown.
man. He was
He was
tired, man.
blown,
All right,
man.
go ahead, B. What are your thoughts, man? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hijack
Go
this.
ahead, Brandon.
No, I'm good. No, I'm good. Let me do the bro moment real quick, and then we're gonna move on to the championship game because the bro moment was so right here. You got Zeke
What
Elliott.
the
I'm
hell?
not able to pause it. I wish I could. But anyway, and I'm gonna play it again one more time. Um, what you have is you have Ezekiel Elliott right here at center, a running back playing center, throwing. Who puts a running back
There's always some
on
funny
offensive
shit
line?
happening at the end of our
What the hell
playoff
is even
games.
that? I
Excuse
just
my language.
Who puts a running back at center on the offensive line? I don't care if it's left tackle, right tackle, the other three positions. Why? What was the purpose of that?
because you remember I was hitting y'all up. Y'all help me make that make sense. I remember I hit y'all up. I was like,
I
bro,
didn't even watch that play, to be
I
honest.
didn't watch your part either. I was asleep. I was like, forget it.
bro,
I would
but
have
I was
cared.
sitting here going, like, what the hell is even that? Like, what is that? I
And
don't
that
get
that's another reason why Mike McCarthy has got to go because of stupid stuff like that. First of all, whoever came up with that idea, and I'm assuming it's Kellen Moore. You the head coach. Why would you even allow that to even be approved?
Kellen
Brandon,
Moore should get in the cut
Why?
face first.
Brandon,
For that,
Why?
that's the thing. Listen, Brandon,
Why?
these dudes think they're getting jobs elsewhere. You're not getting jobs. You're not getting head coaching jobs elsewhere. You're not.
I'm good.
Dan
Dan
Quinn
Quinn. I'm about to
might.
say,
I'm good.
thank you.
Dan
Thank you.
Quinn
Anyway,
might. Kellen
anyway. Well,
Moore.
Dan Quinn is fine. Dan Quinn is fine.
Let me tell you something.
But the rest of them,
Kellen Moore. Listen. We can smash the Colts, the Vikings, the Giants twice a year. Washington once they beat us. We only put 6 points in Washington the last game. Dude, 6 points against the Buccaneers week 1. I hate averages because they say, oh, Dallas averages 31 points a game. In reality, you should only average that if you score 31 points every game. The past 2 playoff appearances, Niners both, we put up what? 12 points last week and 19, 16 points a year ago. There's a problem for offense in the playoffs. San Fran's defense is great.
Hold on. I'm
Hold on.
gonna piggyback off of that. Give
Okay.
me a second.
Their defense is great. We can put up more than 12 points against them. The Seahawks did. Dak and Kellen Moore. I'm not even bringing Mike McCarthy. He don't know what the heck is going on. He don't even know the offense. Dak and Kellen Moore is the issue. You don't put 12 points. There are only 5 teams that scored 12 points or less this season against the Niners. Saints, Bucks, Seahawks their first meeting. Us in the playoffs. I'm missing one team. The Rams.
Yeah,
that is poor for a $45 million a year quarterback. That is very poor.
That's what my next question was, because we kind of got off track. But do you feel like, I'm asking Brandon and Steve because you are Cowboys fans. Do you feel like Dak Prescott is worth that contract?
No.
Brandon, what say you?
The only way he's worth that contract is if you put more around him. Look.
No. Who does he need?
You said what?
Who do you think he needs around him?
The only weapons he truly has right now is CeeDee Lamb and Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard got hurt this past Sunday.
I get that, but Brandon last year he had Amari Cooper too.
Yeah, but Amari Cooper's not physical to deal with San Francisco.
But he had better receiving options last year,
and that is true.
No. We're not talking about just the San Francisco game. We're talking about throughout. Like,
so I think it's before you join the group, Eric. So before his contract, I think Tristan and Brandon, you remember, when we were talking about his new contract, I said he deserves it if he has a lot of weapons around him. You're right, Brandon. He got the weapons around him. He's making really bad throws, man. Like, take the sack instead of giving it to the other team in the red zone 2 times.
Steve, but you not both know the best of Dak Prescott. His quarterback's coach was John Kitna.
I know that, and I said that. But
and
also,
one of my problems with, and I know people said Dak Prescott throws a lot of interceptions. His mechanics is off again. I'm gonna put that out there. His mechanics. No, I'm not saying that's the only thing, but I'm saying that's one. If you don't have your mechanics straight as a quarterback,
you my man. Listen, that's not it. You're on mute, Tristan. But B, my thing is this: you got to know. You guys say, you know what? This ain't the read. I'm gonna do an audible, and we're gonna run the ball right here in the red zone.
He's 7 years in.
He doesn't do that. He's not. He's tier 3. Tier 1.
I know he's not tier 1.
They make the calls. Tier 2. They make the calls most of the time. Tier 3, they say him and Kirk Cousins and Goff. What'd you say, Coach? All right, we're running that. All right. Under the center. Bad read. Next play. I'm running that no matter what. No. Tier 1 says that don't work either. Hey, we doing this. Boom. Running. I'm freestyle something instead of being a machine, man. You cannot throw the ball like that in those situations, man. He's not that top tier dude, man. He's not. And he had potential to be there before he got injured. First half of last season, he was balling, MVP level. He got injured. Coop came in. When Dak came back, he was straight garbage against everybody except for the Giants.
So,
and it led to this season. Week 1 got demolished. Coop came in, went 4-5-1. Dak came back. He beat some bad teams. People celebrating him, and against good teams, he struggled, man.
All right,
it's truth.
So yeah, and that's the thing. Is like, what I think the biggest issue was like a lot of the big scores that they got, the big scoring games that Dallas played, they didn't play strong competition, and it was when they faced stronger teams, they might have pulled those games out, but it was a dogfight. And then they struggled against some teams that they should have just run straight through,
Yes.
And it's fair because, early in the season, San Francisco struggled against Denver, but that was with Garoppolo starting.
No.
And,
No. I'm sorry. This is my last. I'm sorry. I keep saying my last point. So against the Packers and the Jaguars, we were up by 14 points with 4 minutes left. You can blame on whoever you want. It got to be somebody. You can pick Dak. You can pick McCarthy, Kellen. Somebody got to be blamed for that.
I mean,
we should have won 2 more games. That could have gave us the first round. Okay.
Let's be fair. Okay. In those situations, if you got a lead like that, it's on your defense to maintain that lead. Let's be real.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, with the culture of our offense, we get comfortable and we squander drives. I've been saying that all season. When we get comfortable, we get a little lead. We'll try some tricky stuff, and we'll squander drives, man. Instead of saying, "Hey, I need a first down." Those 2 games, man, shows that the culture and the hunger, as far as winning, is not there, and that's coaching, man.
Dare I say it? Shoot. The game that y'all lost to Jacksonville actually was probably the catalyst to making them believe that they could actually win some games. That's when they really started believing in themselves. They was like, wait. We just beat Dallas. Everybody said Dallas was supposed to put 40 on us.
Dude,
wait a minute.
That was a big turning point.
They took off.
That was a big turning point. And we almost lost to the Texans too.
And the Texans started playing better ball. I mean, they lost
98-yard drive.
Yeah.
We got lucky on that. That does not happen. Unless you're who just did that?
I think the Packers were overrated. So I don't.
We should have won that game, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to parlay. I'm so mad about that.
But to be fair, you did lose to Jacksonville, who did make it to the divisional round just like you did. So it wasn't like you lost to a horrible team. So, but Packers didn't make the playoffs. But let's move forward to these games, these next 2 games, the final 4, as we like to call them. So we have a rematch of the AFC Championship from last year. This is the Cincinnati Bengals against the Kansas City Chiefs.
We don't hand those picks?
Those are strong these. And no, I do not pick playoff games.
Oh, that's right.
I don't, because crazy stuff happens. Hell, if Agnew doesn't fumble, we might be talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's what I was saying. That's what
crazy things happen.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Crazy stuff happens, man.
I gotta root for I know some KC fans. I'm 2 hours away here in the Midwest. I'm a root for him, but I know since he's better, it's weird. So I don't know. I can't call it, but I think Cincy has a better team. They may get the edge.
I think with the injury to Mahomes, and he's going to play on it, that is going to make it a lot easier to defend him. And again, Kansas City's defense is not that great. It's just middle of the road.
Right.
And when you take away some of the explosiveness of the offense from Kansas City with Mahomes' injury, you level the playing field. Not to mention, I don't think Kansas City can take advantage of the missing linemen that Cincinnati has. Lastly, I don't think that they can cover all them damn receivers. Chase Young, T. Higgins, Boyd.
Dude,
oh my God.
They got some. They have some.
Hayden Hurst. We forgot all about Hayden Hurst at tight end.
Yeah, firepower, man.
Yeah, and then let's P. Ryan's running the ball well. We forgot about P. Ryan.
That's what Eric said.
Oh,
so you got Joe Mixon and P. Ryan running the ball, and they were way more balanced. And it was what we talk about. You can't abandon the run. So check this out. Against Buffalo, Cincinnati rushed the ball 34 times.
Yeah.
34 times for 172 yards with a 5.1 yard average. You had one back go over 100, and the rest of them had pretty much mopped up the rest of the way. And it was balanced. It's what what they talk about now, complementary football. It's like, we're going to chunk this rock, but we're going to run this ball too, so you don't know what's coming. So I'm not gonna make a pick, but I do like Cincinnati. They're playing the best football right now. Honestly, they're really playing the best football right now, and I don't see Kansas City matching up that well defensively against Cincinnati's defense. Excuse me, I said that wrong. I don't like Kansas City matching up defensively against Cincinnati's offense. Now,
I got Cincinnati winning.
worst case scenario, we might see a shootout. If Mahomes just is magical and doesn't matter about that ankle sprain and all that, he goes out because that offense is still a very, very, very good offense. I mean, hell, Chad Henne came in and had a 94-yard drive, was it? The little bit of time that Mahomes was out.
Yeah.
So it's that offense is just, yeah. You can't count out All-Pro Travis Kelce, who's the best tight end in the league. And I'm wearing a Kittle jersey right now saying that Travis Kelce is the best tight end in the league. Kittle's number 2. Okay. But worst case scenario, you can see a shootout. Now, if Cincinnati's defense plays hard, they can pull it. They can pull away. But worst case scenario, I see a shootout, and it's gonna be whoever's left standing with the last round of ammo in their weapon. So, but yeah, I mean, Cincinnati's peaking at the right time. They're just peaking at the right time.
It's gonna be a great game, man.
Had it not been for the ankle injury, I'd be like, oh man, I don't know. But the ankle injury, we cannot ignore this ankle injury.
Yeah,
we can't ignore that. You can't be sensible and ignore that.
Listen, if he can win with that ankle injury,
man, he the man.
Listen,
he the man.
Yeah.
Listen, he's the man now, but if he do that, I'm like,
yeah, dude,
this man GOAT number 2.
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah, he coming for the
and
he
he ain't even
man.
27 yet or 28.
Yeah.
Not even. He's the oldest. The AFC for the next
guys,
10
man.
years is going to, barring, God willing, barring injury, is going to have a time with these quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes is the elder statesman of that group.
That's crazy.
And he's what? And how old is he? Like 20?
He's like 26, 27 years old.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And then imagine this. And then he'll get another extension for $500 million.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
They're going to pay him again.
That is insane. Okay, so let's move on to our next game because we run a little long in the two. The San Francisco 49ers travel to Philadelphia where they booed Santa Claus and laughed at Michael Irvin's broken neck. These people are insane. Okay.
So go ahead. You go first.
So here's the thing about that. San Francisco, the offense has played better than it has since probably 2019 when they went to Super Bowl. Offense is fantastic. They hit a snag playing against a very good Dallas defense. But they're gonna have to be able to try to keep pace with the Eagles offense. And here's the thing: me being a Niners fan, I know this. Most Niners fans who are realistically going to agree with me on this. We struggle against mobile quarterbacks. Our defense struggles mightily against mobile quarterbacks.
Okay.
So
real quick, it's been a lot of that this year.
So I dislike both teams, obviously. I hate the Eagles more. The Eagles have it's gonna be close. A close game, but I'm gonna dissect position by position. So Eagles D line is good. They're not great. In Madden, they will be great, but in real life, they're not that great. San Fran's D line is really good. Backers really good. Now I'm thinking about how they played against us last meeting and the Giants last week. And we spoke, Eric, offline, and you disagree with this. I said man blitz. You disagree, but I'm thinking.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. Yeah, I want to address that. Go ahead and finish your thought. I want to address that. Go ahead.
If you do a zone blitz, a zone man blitz, that's gonna be good. They're bad against the run. We did it. Y'all run better than any team. I honestly think. I think San Fran, and I'm thinking just secondary, to be honest, because they don't run a ton unless they know they can. I really think San Fran's secondary is gonna make the big difference against them. They have good receivers. They don't have great receivers. I think AJ Brown is really overrated. Devontae Smith is an average receiver.
And
He's on
that's the
CeeDee
thing.
Lamb level. He's an average guy. AJ Brown is physical, but he can be covered. I said it a month ago. The only defense that can stop Philly is probably, I said it was probably San Fran. I think San Fran wins this game.
Okay, so here's the thing. San Francisco's secondary is the Achilles heel of that defense. Okay. And
With an all-pro?
Yes.
And Jimmy Ward, who could be all-pro?
You know I'm a diehard San Francisco fan, but you also know that I keep it a buck. Okay.
But you be hedging. You be hedging.
I think Talanoa Hufanga does not deserve to be all-pro. Honestly. I still have questions about him. When he's good, he is phenomenal. But when he's bad, it's like, oh my Jesus. It is really bad. His bad is awful and his good is fantastic. There's nothing in between with Talanoa Hufanga. Okay? There's nothing. You got this or you got that. It's nothing. It's no, like there was a play against Dallas. CeeDee Lamb has a jet sweep. Talanoa Hufanga has that dead to rights and misses that tackle. And y'all get a first down. That drive is over. Talanoa Hufanga wraps up. He had a blitz where he had Dak Prescott in the morgue, and he missed that. You know what I'm saying? It's like okay. Okay. Deommodore Lenoir, the other corner, who should not be starting. Emmanuel Mosley was out with an ACL. If we had Emmanuel Mosley, it'd be a different story. But Deommodore Lenoir has a pick against the Cowboys last week where he ran the route that Michael Gallup ran. Great pick. Okay. He had a pick last week against Geno Smith. Okay. But throughout the season, he's been the guy to pick on. Okay. I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to make the mistakes that Geno Smith and Dak Prescott are going to make against his secondary.
If y'all blitz him and do man coverage, he will.
But that's the thing. When we get caught out there in man, that's when we have the worst problems. That's when we get exposed.
If y'all blitz him, y'all going to win that game
I'm being
easily.
Real.
Easily. It's going to be cakewalk. If y'all blitz him and do man coverage, y'all going to kill them.
Here's another fan fact. You keep saying blitzing. Jalen Hurts has a higher passer rating against the blitz than in zone and then just regular regular coverage. His passer rating is higher. That's what you don't want to do.
But not against. All right. But I know what you do.
I'm just saying.
I know what you do, E. I know. E.
I'm being for real. No,
humble, but I know you like.
I'm being for real this time. I'm gonna be thanking my lucky stars when we pull this game off. I'm serious, because it's not in our favor right now because of the way we match up with them. Like there's some things that, like I knew we matched up well against Dallas's offense because it's like, okay, you got one really good receiver, and we can let him have 100 yards and still win the game. I knew that could happen. They run the ball. I know we can stop the run. I'm not worried about Philly's run game. I know we can stop that. I know we can run the ball on Philly. My concern is can we keep pace if Jalen Hurts decides to attack that secondary in full force? If he decides to attack our secondary, can we keep pace like that? Brock Purdy is an amazing story, but eventually, and I hope I'm wrong, he going to have to close out. He going to have to lose one eventually. This boy ain't lost a game. He has not lost a game. We have won 12 straight games, man. We got to win 14 to win a Super Bowl. Okay? That's asking a lot. And it's going to be a story for the ages if we're able to do it. But I've seen things happen. It's like
I think whoever I think Tubo's gonna go to the AFC this year, to be completely honest. I really think it is. It's my opinion. I'm saying it now. I put it on record. I think whoever wins the AFC Championship is gonna win the Super Bowl.
And if the Bengals win, we don't match up well with them. If we win and the Bengals win, we don't match up with those receivers.
The Bengals gonna win.
And if Kansas City wins, they beat our ass up, man. Now, granted, Jimmy was playing, okay? Yeah. But they put 44 on our defense. Now, granted, we had a lot of injuries. that week. They put 44 on us. There was a lot of guys out on defense. But like I'm not finna sit up here and act like yes we have a good team. We got a bright future. Most of our best players are under contract, and we got a guy on his rookie deal. So the future's bright. So I'm not gonna feel bad if we lose this game because I'm like, man, we prime for the future, you know. But I'm not gonna sit up here and act like, yeah, man, we got Philly. No, man.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's still the number 1 seed, my dude. They got that for a reason. They earned that. Yeah. They earned it. So yeah, man, it's gonna be some respect there that's gonna get paid. I'm gonna put some respect on their name. Now they gotta put some respect on ours, though. Not granted. Because we can, if we get into the bully ball game, we got them on that. If they try to play our game, we gonna whoop them. Okay, because we can play bully ball, like just running the ball at them. Hell, the Giants, they put up a bunch of numbers on the ground. They just abandoned the run. So you can run the ball on Philly. Hell, Dallas ran the ball well on Philly. A lot of teams ran the ball well on Philly. They can be run on. Philly runs the ball well, but they don't stop the run. So that thing's a toss-up. You flip a coin. Philly plays San Fran 10 times. It might be 5-5. Seriously. So it just depends on which team's going to show up that Sunday. You know, and I'm concerned at the fact that Charles Omenihu, is he going to play? Because he's the second best pass rusher for the 49ers. He had that domestic violence thing. So is he going to play? You know, because all of the coverage goes to Nick Bosa, all of the blocking slides to Nick Bosa, and it's on the other guys to get to the quarterback. You know, so
it's gonna be great, man. I'm looking forward to it. And running down 2 games left, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. One more factor. Kyle Shanahan.
He's been acting right.
That's my point. That's my point, though, Steve. That's my point, dog. He has been coaching his butt off on offense recently. This is a big game. This is a big game, though.
He's a good coach, man.
I know
he's a good coach, man.
He the dumbest smart kid in the class. I'm telling you right now. And I hope the trend continues and he keeps coaching like he should coach because he has been coaching like he should coach. He has been. Hats off. Y'all know I ain't never came in. Hey,
I know what you want to say. I know what you've been saying.
When was the last time I said F. Shanahan in the group?
Listen, I mean, you shouldn't have said. I know where you want to go, but he's been doing good. This is appreciate the moment for you, man.
I am. Believe me, I am because he's doing. Now that was one thing he did against y'all.
No, roll it. Don't go back.
He called a timeout when your defense up there talking about, and Shanahan called a timeout. I'm like, what the hell you doing? They tired. Keep going. You know, it's like he did that in the 4th quarter. I'm like,
I actually love that call that he did. I was like,
yeah, you saw it because you knew. You was like, is he really calling a timeout?
I know he's mad right now.
Yes, I was throwing stuff. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? They tired. Man. I'm looking Van Der Esch just.
Man.
Because they was playing their heart out, but they was tired. And I'm like,
you got it.
Them.
Yeah.
You can finish them. What are you giving them a breather for?
You got Nah. Nah. It's gonna be a good weekend, man. Hey B, go take us out, man.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we finished just another show of Just a Fan Podcast. If please hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and hit it and put on all so where you know when we go live every week. Please share the stuff too, because you can share via Facebook and via YouTube. And if you're on the Twitter side, you can retweet it. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also listen to us on Google, Apple, and Spotify podcasts. So, down below, dang man, the 4 Horsemen came back, and I'm glad that happened.
For sure.
Awesome.
This
Down below,
49ers need to run this 4 deep coverage. That's what they
silence.
Against the Eagles.
Silence. Down below, the quarterback that runs this whole thing, Trish TV. At the angle, Steve White, wide receiver, Morgan State University. That direction, the man who don't know how to, never mind. Anyway, the middle linebacker, the defense, panel 316 right, who's annoying as heck right now. and probably will be the entire offseason. Anyway, I know who I am, the NFL Encyclopedia, Wildcat quarterback, run this thing. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.